Don't be trying to play me, Miss Inaya Day, represent New York City.
Yes.
And we just played some Wyclef and Mary J. Blige also represent New York City.
Indeed.
Inaya, let me ask you a question. Welcome, everybody, Inaya Day, 30 countries around the world.
Welcome.
7 continents. Inaya, they listening to you in Antarctica.
Wow.
On satellite.
Oceania.
That's fly. I love technology.
Russia, Germany, France.
Keep it moving. 30.
They listening
30
to you
countries.
in Egypt in the middle of a civil war.
Dang. Well, let's hope that the interview and some of the music will stop them from fighting for a while.
Stop fighting and listen to Inaya Day, y'all.
Believe it.
What was you doing the first time you heard 911, Inaya?
I have no idea, but I know I loved the song as soon as I heard it, especially Wyclef's part, because it borderlines hilarious, but it's dope, too. You know what I mean? It can't be mixed emotions.
No, wait a minute. Which 911 y'all talking about? Y'all talking about
Mary J. Blige and Wyclef.
Okay. I thought
That
you was talking
911.
about 911 is a joke.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
No, not Reno 911. No, not that show.
Oh, okay.
You know, Inaya, a lot of people don't know. I mean, you've been in the game for a while. You done did a lot on the quiet side.
Yeah. Long time.
Jesus Christ.
And you Jamaican or something, ain't you? You look like
Not at all.
Or Haitian?
Nope.
What
She
is?
fine.
You got
My
that?
parents are Southern American, and I'm from Brooklyn. That's it. Everybody thinks I'm from the island or that my family's from the island, especially since I do a lot of reggae chanting and stuff like that. So they think that I'm West Indian, but I'm not.
Okay, my family from Alabama, Georgia, that kind of place.
Yeah, mine is South Carolina.
Right.
Well,
Shout out to South Carolina, then.
I got Macon, Georgia over here, Oklahoma.
Well, I represent the world, and I'm going platinum world.
But
And you heard it from Inaya Day. And we got we got a Rocky Thunder, Big Motor Boss, and the infamous Myron Gray / Platinum Worldwide artist.
you was lying to grunt, man. I'm trying to tell you something, bro. You need to
Only
shut
in
that down.
your
You know what I'm saying?
We gonna give a shout out to Warren, our engineer. We got to Inaya.
Over there,
We
over
gonna
there.
get back to Inaya Day. Now you worked with Diddy. I heard. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. It was when he was going to do that tour shortly after Biggie died, when they were doing the Faith Evans tune with Sting, the Sting tune that Faith Evans incorporated, and I did a lot of studio backing for the tour, because a lot of times when you hear people on tour and they have only 3 singers, but the 3 singers sound like a choir, it's because there's like a background track that's already been laid that the singers sing with to give it some bulk. And I was one of those. Me and 112 went into the studio and laid a lot of vocals down.
Okay. You know what's crazy? Michael Keith is one of our biggest supporters.
Yeah?
Yeah, he been on the Midnight Hour radio show twice.
Awesome.
We looking for you to be on here 3-4 times.
Yeah, Big Mo.
Anytime.
This the problem, Anaya. You done got his head to sweating, so it's over with now.
My head ain't sweating. It's swollen.
Dang.
Oh, can't even get out the door now. You know what I'm saying?
So after you work with Diddy and 112 and Faith Evans, man, what kind of person is Faith Evans Inaya Day? I can't get her to come on.
Well, I've
She's
never
so
directly
quiet.
worked with Faith, but she's a cool person. I mean, from time to time she'll hit me on Twitter, and she calls me by my nickname, and she'll holler once in a while. My brother used to sing with her and co-wrote I Never Knew There Was a Love Like This Before with Faith. My brother, Sean Jamel Crawford. And he passed away. He was diabetic, and he passed away almost 5 years ago. And
Offer our condolences to infamous songwriter Sean Crawford.
Yeah, and he was only 39 when he passed away, so he was a young dude. But he worked a lot with Faith. He toured with her. He also worked with Wyclef and a lot of them. So I got to know, more about Faith from my brother.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we want to say that's a jamming song. He must have been very talented.
Yes, he was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One thing I'll say about New York, they take care of each other in New York.
Yes, indeed. That's the truth.
Right. I'm an honorary New Yorker. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Inaya.
Yes.
So you wouldn't be able to marry me then?
Huh?
You wouldn't be able to marry me.
Man, what you talking about,
No,
marriage?
I'ma
We
tell
out here
you.
talking
I'ma
about
tell
platinum
you.
songs.
I'ma
You
tell
talking
you.
about marriage?
I'm going to tell you. You know why she can marry me?
Why?
Because I'm not in New York. New Yorkers seem to find New Yorkers, I don't care where they are on this planet, and they will not marry nobody
Yeah, I
else
used to
unless
live in
they're New
Manhattan.
Yorkers.
That's right.
Because
I
they
used to live in
coincide.
Manhattan, representing NYC, the Big Apple, baby.
You ain't no New Yorkers, no.
Big Apple.
You're Cleveland there, and you're always going to be Cleveland there.
No, don't let him tell you that. I used to live
crazy.
in Manhattan, Naya. He don't
What
know
part of
about
Manhattan?
that. I used to live in Midtown on 105th and 5th. I mean, about 105th and 10th
Look,
Street.
he's struggling.
Maybe about, I was young. I think around 105th and 10th Street.
Well, 105th is more uptown than mid.
I
Is
told
it?
him that before.
Well,
It's like 5 blocks from Harlem.
I told him that before.
well, I must
Oh,
have been poor then. We lived close.
He's
I do remember we lived close to Harlem because I used to get all that pizza and see all them Puerto Ricans.
Oh, my God.
Spanish Harlem.
Well, that could be anywhere.
You can see him,
Thank you, Anaya.
if you can see him dancing right now.
Anaya, so after you work with Diddy and you work with Faith Evans, and you
Well, I didn't work with Faith
you
Evans.
didn't work
Faith
with
Evans wasn't in the studio with
right,
us. No.
Right. Well, with 112 and Diddy,
Right.
give us some of the secret songs you might have ghost wrote and didn't that we don't know.
Oh,
about.
I don't. You know what? One thing about me, I don't ghostwrite. I'm going to get my credit.
I know that's right.
I know that's right. Sis.
Yeah, I don't do that, and I don't allow them to do the work for hire thing, and they take the credit, and I don't allow it because I've been in the business a long time, and I've seen other people be taken, and my mother always told me that a wise man learns from his mistakes, but a wiser man learns from others.
I feel that.
So that way I can avoid the mistakes if I see that the mistakes others make, and I just dodge the bullets.
Right.
Well, tell us some of the songs.
I learned a long time ago not to let things like that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I can thank Stephanie Mills. I did, years after the original Wiz, she did a Wiz revival, and I was her understudy, and she told me not to let anybody sign things on my behalf, and anything that crosses my desk, let my signature go on it. She taught me that in 92 or something like that. And I was young, and I never forgot it. And nobody signs anything for me. Nobody stands in for me or lip syncs on my behalf, anything like that, because I have it all in writing. I learned early to put it on the paper so that I'm not taken. Well, you're going to be taken, but you try to, minimize it as much as you can.
So what's some songs you wrote that we might recognize? I
don't know what you might recognize, because most of the songs I wrote were in the funk genre and in house music. I'm most known for my house music, and that's where the platinum and the gold records come in. My house music I have 12 top 10 Billboard dance hits, and I have 6 number ones all through house music. But some of the songs you might have heard that I've done in hip-hop and stuff like that are with MC Lyte and Latifah. We did a duet, actually, a ballad for her brother Lance when he passed away. I think it's her Order in the Court album, and it's called What You Gonna Do, and it's a ballad that Latifah and I sang together. And so those are the things you may have heard in the hip-hop genre that I've done, and I've sung on Big Daddy Kane, one of his projects, and things like that. And I've written for Bootsy Collins and sang for Bootsy Collins, written for Randy Crawford, who is a singer on Street Life. Street Life.
I remember that.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I wrote for her, 2 of her singles, and stuff like that.
Wow, that's good. Let me ask you something.
Saying stuff like that wasn't big time, girl. That was big time. Don't be trying to play
that's a classic now. That's a mad classic. But let me ask you this: when the next time you and Missy gonna hook up again? Cause I love me some Missy Elliott.
Yeah, I forgot. I wrote. We did 2 remixes that she was involved in. Well, we were involved in 2 remixes for her, I should say. Gossip Folk and Cop That. I don't know if I can say the other one, but I'll do the clean version. Cop That Disc. And I wrote the hook for the remix on on the first one. So it's the one that the gossip folk, the one that goes dun 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 dun. Yeah, and it goes Gilda. Well, when they did the remix, I wrote lyrics to that dun 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 dun, and I sang them like really cartoony and stuff like that because I knew it would fit her, her motif, her musical motif, and luckily they accepted it, and then they asked me to do the next one, which was the Missy, Timbaland, and Magoo joint, which was Cop That Disc.
Yo, did you know she did Nasty Girl?
Nasty Girl. I did a remake of Nasty Girl in 2004, and it crossed over to the pop charts. I wound up being all over on television in Europe and the UK and stuff like that, and and I just happened to be in the studio doing something else, a project for someone else. And I told the producer, I was like, I want to do a remake of Nasty Girl because I sing it with my funk band. I'm in a funk band with Cheryl Pepsi Riley. It's actually our band. And I do it all the time. I've been doing it for years. And people kept saying, you should do that song. You should record it. I was like, nah, I like it the way it is. But then I was like, you know what, I better listen before someone else does it. So I did, and I just expected it to do, the club thing, but it crossed over, and it really was a lucrative choice for me.
Right. I know it was. We only got about 3 minutes left, Inaya, but we can bring you back at another time for sure.
Okay.
But we
I didn't mean to talk you to death.
No, you're not talking us to death. You don't work with so many platinum recording artists. We want to hear what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? Tell us how we can get in touch with Inaya Day.
Oh, you can get me on Twitter at Inaya Day. You can get me on Facebook, Inaya Day. Everything is Inaya Day. Reverb Nation, everything. I'm all over the place. YouTube, you can do youtube.com/Inaya Day. See my videos and things like that. And, I'm going to be in Vegas this weekend. Well, actually on Wednesday I'll be in Vegas. I think that's a private club or something like that. But on Thursday I'm in Miami with Little Louis Vega. I have a song on his label, and it's called City Life. WBLS here in New York, they play it usually every Friday. And on this Friday, I'll be at a club called MOVA in Miami for Fusion Radio. So I should have a good sunny week this week.
Right, definitely. We want to introduce you, I do this one right here. We want to bring you into the Midnight Hour Radio Show, induct you into the Midnight Hour Radio Show. We're going to give you 30 seconds to do whatever it is you want to do a day on the Midnight Hour Radio Show. What do you want to do or say to your fans or sing or whatever? 30 seconds, a day. A Midnight Hour Radio Show, Hall of Fame.
Well, I just want to tell everybody, thank you for supporting my music. Thank you for those who don't know me but will look me up. And I'm glad that you guys asked me to call. And I'm glad that I stayed awake and called. I just called to say thank you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. That's my late night.
Woo,
nice.
All right.
Behind door number 1, you just won the key to the studio anytime on Saturday nights between 10 p.m. and 12 midnight at the Midnight Hour Radio Show. You can show up in person or you can call. We will host you.
Inaya Day, we thank you for joining us.
Inaya.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Please come back. We want you back.
I will anytime. Let me know.
All right.
Good job.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.